Okay, today we'll complete vectors and basic maths, and maybe tomorrow I will complete the topic of units and dimensions, as well as errors, approximations, and some instruments like vernier calipers and screw gauge. Okay, that thing we'll do tomorrow. Today we'll try to cover the topic of vectors. Now, before going into the topic, uh, see, I've already prepared the notes. So these notes I will share every day after the class. So this notes is a comprehensive notes. So everything is covered in these notes. But in the class, we will just go through some topics that are critical, and then we'll solve some problems. Okay. Now, see, the first topic is uh, just basic mathematical tools that we need to know. I'll just quickly go through these things. So now, first thing you need to know is what a plane angle is in physics. Now, the angle is measured. Angle is a measure of the divergence in directions of two rays. Here we have two rays here. This is ray X and this is ray Y. Now, if you see the angle between the two rays is measured here, it is represented by this symbol theta. Now, generally, theta is sometimes given to you in problems in terms of degrees. Okay, sometimes he will give you in terms of degrees. He may say angle is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 360 degrees, and so on. And sometimes he will give you angle in terms of radians. Now, everybody knows what a right angle is. You know, this is a right angle triangle. Now, this is a right angle. A right angle is 1/4 of a full angle. What is full angle? Full angle is 360 degrees. Full angle is 360 degrees. Okay. Now, how do you measure angle in radians? So, if you want to measure angle in radians, what do you do? If you want to measure angle in radians, what is the formula for angle in radians? Tell me. Suppose this is your, let me just draw a circle like this. Okay, anyway. So this is a circle. So you have this center of circle. From center you are measuring an angle. Suppose you want to measure this angle. Now how do you measure this angle? Tell me. How do you measure this angle? In radians. How do you measure this angle theta in radians? So if you want to measure an angle in radians, you have to take the arc length. This is the arc length, and you have to divide it by radius. You have to divide it by radius that angle is making. Okay. Now here, what is the angle in radians? Tell me. Theta equals arc length L by radius R. Now tell me what will be the full angle, 360 degrees. If I want to find what is 360 degrees in terms of radians.
2 pi.
It is 2 pi radians because for 360 degrees, what will be the arc length? It will be the length of the full circle, right? So what is arc length? Tell me. L by R equals theta. So what is arc length? It is 2 pi R
2 pi r.
because it is the circumference by R. R cancels and you'll get answer as 2 pi radians. Now tell me, is this angle does this plane angle have any dimension or it has no dimensions? plane angle has no dimensions. Why? Because it is length divided by length. So length and length has same dimensions. So when you take the ratio, the dimensions cancel. So it is a dimensionless quantity. Okay. Now if 360 degrees is 2 pi radians, if 360 degrees is 2 pi radians, what is 180 degrees?
Pi.
Pi radians, because you can just see it because it is half. So that also becomes half. What is 90 degrees?
Pi by 2.
Pi by 2. You can just guess it using the ratio and proportions. So as angles keep getting half in degrees, they keep getting half in radians also. Clear? Now there is a relationship or an expression that can be used to convert degrees into radians. So what is that relationship of converting degrees into radians? You take theta, you divide it by 180 degrees and you multiply by pi. You take theta, you divide it by 180 degrees and you multiply it by pi, you will get the angle in radians. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So just let me show you with two, three examples, you'll understand. Now suppose you have 60 degrees. So how will you convert it into radians? You take 60 degrees, you divide by 180 and you multiply by pi and you will get answer in radians, which is how much?
Pi by 3.
Pi by 3. Can you see that? Why? Because 0 0 cancels and 6 ones and 6 threes. So it is pi by 3 radians. Clear? Pi by 3 radians. Now tell me some other angle, say 45 degrees. So let us see what is 45 degrees. So 45 degrees. So 45 degrees you want to convert into radians. How will you convert 45 degrees? Divide by 180 degrees into pi radians. So what is it? So you know 9
4.
fives, 9 twos, 0, 5, 4. So it is how much? Pi by 4
4.
radians. Okay. So similarly, you can find all the angles. For example, 30 degrees is pi by 6. 30 degrees is
Pi by 6.
Pi by 6.
45 degrees is pi by 4.
Pi by
And 60 degrees is
Pi
pi
by
by
3.
3. And 90 degrees is
Pi
Pi
by
by
2.
pi by 2. 180 degrees is
Pi.
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 360 degrees is
2 pi.
2 pi.
pi. Similarly, 120 degrees and that sort of angles also you can find. 120 degrees is 2 pi by 3, right? 150 degrees is
Yes.
5 pi by 6, and so on and so forth. You can convert any angle into radians. Are you getting my point? And
Yes.
you can go on the other way around also. You can convert you can convert radians into degrees. So what is the expression that you will use for converting radians into degrees?
180 by pi.
So some angle is given. So suppose x radians is given. So let us say x radians is given. So what you do is you just multiply by 180 and divided by pi. Okay. So you can convert any angle into degrees. For example, pi by 3 radians. Pi by 3 radians. You multiply by 180. You divide by pi. You will get how much?
16.
Pi will cancel.
60.
And 180 by 3 is 60 degrees. Clear? So this way you can go from radians to degrees, degrees to radians. You have to know this. Clear? Okay. What is the next thing? You have to know some basic things like 1 degree is 60 minutes. Can you see that here? And 1 minute is 60 seconds. So these are smaller units of angles. Clear? And how do you define radian? If you take an angle such that arc length and radius are equal. Arc length and radius are equal. So what will be the ratio of arc length by radius? It will be 1. Clear? So here angle will be what? 1 radian. Do you agree? If I take an arc such that the arc length is equal to radius, see, arc length and radius both are equal, then the ratio of arc length to radius is what? 1, right? So here the angle subtended by this arc is 1 radian. Do you agree?
Yes.
So how do you define radian? A radian is an angle subtended by an arc of length equal to radius of that arc. Clear? And so what is 1 radian equal to? Let us try to see. What is 1 radian equal to? So what is 1 radian equal to? Let us just calculate. What is 1 radian? Tell me what is 1 radian. How to convert into degrees? 1 into 180 divided by pi.
Pi.
So what do you get? 180 by pi. So what is 180 by pi? Let us just check it. What is 180 by pi? So 180 divided by pi. Can you see that? What did you get there? 57.3.
57.3.
So if you want, you can see you can check for more decimal places here. So approximately it is 57.3. Clear? So 1 radian is 57.3 degrees. Clear? You have to remember this. Next, we come to the topic of trigonometric ratios. Everybody knows what trigonometric ratios are. Trigonometric ratios are defined for right angle triangles. Okay, when you have a right angle triangle here, this is a right angle triangle. So there is one angle that is 90 degrees. There are two other angles that are acute angles. Can you see? Okay.
Yes.
Now, if one of the angles is represented by theta, then we can give names to the sides of triangle. See, there is one hypotenuse which will always be hypotenuse. This is hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. And other two perpendicular sides are there here. Okay. The side which is opposite to theta is called opposite side. And the side which is adjacent to theta is called adjacent side. Clear? So this is opposite side and this is adjacent side. Opposite to what? Opposite to theta. Adjacent to what? Adjacent to theta. And this is the hypotenuse. So every right angle triangle, if we denote one of the acute angles as theta, has three sides. One is opposite side, one is adjacent side, and one is hypotenuse. So trigonometric ratios are defined as ratios of two of these sides. Are you getting my point? So what is tan theta? Tan theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. What is what is tan theta? Tan theta is opposite
by
adjacent side. What is sin theta? Opposite side by hypotenuse. What is cos theta? Adjacent side by
hypotenuse.
all these things are given here in place of see, let me just write down here. Here perpendicular means opposite side and base means adjacent side. Clear? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So he has written perpendicular and base, but it is more precisely speaking, this perpendicular side is what?
Opposite.
Opposite to theta. This is opposite to theta. And this base is what? Adjacent to theta.
Adjacent to theta.
So here all trigonometric ratios are given. Now the thing is, even trigonometric ratios are dimensionless quantities. Why? Because also they are ratios of length. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, what kind of things you are supposed to know in trigonometry? Let us see. Now here, there are some other trigonometric ratios apart from sine, tan and cos. They are reciprocals of sine, cos and tan. So reciprocal of sine is called cosecant. Reciprocal of cos is called secant. Reciprocal of tan is called cot. Okay. So you have to know this. And in a right angle triangle, tell me, in any right angle triangle here, if I take any right angle triangle, in any right angle triangle, here. So if you take any right angle triangle, this is your right angle triangle. Now can you see that this angle is theta? This angle is theta. So you can take theta as any angle, but I am taking this angle as theta. What is this side? This is
Adjacent.
side. I am taking it as x because it is horizontal. This is opposite side and this is hypotenuse. And where is the right angle? Tell me. This is the right angle. Clear? Now, when you look at a right angle triangle, what comes to mind?
90 degrees.
No. Which theorem comes to mind?
Pythagoras.
Pythagoras theorem, right? Pythagoras theorem. So I have written that. What does Pythagoras theorem states? I have written. Everybody knows what Pythagoras theorem is. This is x square plus y square equals to r square. Sum of the squares of perpendicular sides is equal to square of the hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse side.
Clear? Okay, fine. Now I know what sine theta is. I know what cos theta is, and I know what tan theta is. Tell me, what is sine theta?
Opposite by hypotenuse.
Y by r. What is cos theta?
X by R.
X by R.
X by r. What is tan theta?
Y by
X
X.
by Y.
Y by x. Y by x. Correct? Now tell me, what is cosecant theta? It is r by y. What is secant theta? It is r
R
by
by
y.
X.
R by X.
And what is cot theta?
X by Y.
X by Y.
X by y. Now if I take this Pythagoras theorem, and I rearrange the Pythagoras theorem or write the Pythagoras theorem in a different way, what will I get? Let us see. If I divide it by r square, what will I get? If I divide that by r square, what will I get? X by r whole square plus y by r whole square equals to 1. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So what is x by r? Cos square theta
Cos square theta.
plus sin square theta equals to 1. Do you agree?
Yes.
So this is one identity you have to remember. Now if I divide that x square plus y square is equal to r square by x instead. So what will I get? 1 plus y by x whole square equals to r by x whole square. Do you agree?
Yes.
So what is it? It is 1 plus
Tan
this tan
theta.
Tan square theta.
equals to secant square theta.
Secant square theta.
Okay. Similarly, if I divide by y, I'll get this third trigonometric identity. What is it? X by y whole square plus 1 is equal to r by y whole square, which translates to what? Cot square theta plus 1 equals to cosecant square theta. Now those things are given here. All those things are given here. See. In this page, those things are given. See, sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. 1 plus tan square theta is equal to secant square theta. And 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosecant square theta. Okay. Now, if one of the trigonometric ratios is given, other trigonometric ratios can be found. For example, sine theta is given as 3 by 5. So what do? You draw a triangle, right angle triangle. You take one angle as theta. You write 3 here and you write 5 here. Okay. And if you write 3 and 5 here, automatically this side will be under root of 5 square minus 3 square, which is equal to 25 minus 9, which is equal to 16, which is equal to 4. Are you getting my point? So
Yes, sir.
after this value is known, I can draw this triangle and I can calculate this side, which is what? Which is 4. Now, if I know this side, I can write all the other ratios, right? Now, if he asks me what is tan theta, I can say it is 3 by 4. If he asks me what is cos theta, I can say it is 4 by 5. If he asks me what is cosecant theta, it is 5 by 3. If he asks me what is secant theta, it is, what is secant theta? 5 by 4. And what is cot theta? Cot theta is 4 by 3. So whenever one trigonometric ratio is given, you draw a triangle. Suppose sine is given 3 by 5, you write 5. You find this side, calculate this side. After calculating this side, you can find the other trigonometric ratios. Clear? So here other trigonometric ratios can be written after drawing this triangle and finding the unknown side. Unknown side, how are you finding? Using?
Pythagoras theorem.
Clear? Okay. Now here, there is one more question. Secant theta is 5 by 3. Secant theta is 5 by 3. Can you see? Here, secant theta is 5 by 3. So I'll write 5 here, I'll write 3 here because it is reciprocal of cos. So hypotenuse by adjacent. So if it is 5 and it is 3, what will be this side?
4.
It will be 4. Now you know all the 3 sides. You can write all other trigonometric ratios. For example, sin theta is 4 by 5. Cos theta is 3 by 5. Tan theta is 4 by 3. Can you see? Cot theta is 3 by 4. And cosecant theta is 5 and 4.
4.
Clear? So if one trigonometric ratio is given, all others can be calculated. Here also, one trigonometric ratio is given, all other trigonometric ratios you can calculate. Clear? Okay. Now these are the values of trigonometric ratios that you need to remember. So you need to remember the trigonometric ratios of 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. Okay. Sin 0 is 0. Sin 30 is 1 by 2. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2. And sin 90 is 1. Now there will be no time to derive this in the crash course. Okay. So you have to just memorize this. You are supposed to remember this if you want to solve problems in physics. Now, can you see that there are some other angles given here, 120, 135, 150 and 180 also? Here, can you see that the trigonometric ratio of sine is positive for these values? Why? Because these angles come in which quadrant? They come in second quadrant. In second quadrant, sine is positive.
Positive.
And the values of cos are negative. Can you see? And value of tan are also negative because in second quadrant only sine is
Only
positive.
sign is positive.
Cos and tan are negative. Okay. Now let me just give you why that thing is. So you have this coordinate system. So this is your y-axis. This is y-axis. Okay. And this is x-axis. Now everybody knows that x-axis towards right is positive, y-axis towards top is positive. Clear? So x-axis here is positive, x-axis here is negative, y-axis here is positive, and y-axis here is negative. Clear? Now, which is first quadrant? Tell me. This is first quadrant. This is second quadrant. This is third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. You always start from positive x-axis and come in anti-clockwise direction. Clear? Okay. So what is the angle here? Tell me. 0 degrees. What is the angle here? 90 degrees. What is the angle here?
180 degrees.
180 degrees. What is the angle here?
270.
270 degrees. Again here, isn't it?
360.
360 degrees. Clear? Now, if I write x comma y, here, if I write x comma y, first quadrant, x comma y in second quadrant, x comma y in third quadrant, and x comma y in fourth quadrant. If I write the positive and negative values of x and y, see, y on the top is positive. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Y on the bottom is negative. X on the right is positive. X on the left is negative. Clear? Okay. Now tell me, what is sine theta?
Opposite by hypotenuse.
Y by r. Right? What is cos theta? X by r. What is tan theta? Y by
Y by X.
x. Clear? Okay. In first quadrant, everything is positive, right? X, Y, and r are positive. Do you agree? And what is r equal to? Under root of x square plus y square. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
R is always positive. R is always positive. Now tell me, in first quadrant, sin theta is positive. Do you agree? Cos theta is positive. Tan theta is also positive. Because all are positive. X is positive, Y is positive, R is positive. In second quadrant, sin is positive because Y is positive. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
And R is anyway positive. Cos theta is negative because X is negative, and tan is also negative because it is Y by X, right? So it is negative. In third quadrant,
Sine is negative.
sin is negative. Why? Because it is Y by R. Y is negative, R is positive. And what is cos? Cos is also negative.
Negative.
Why? Because X is negative, R is positive. Negative by positive is negative. And what is tan? Positive. Why? Because it is Y by X, which is negative by negative. So it is positive. In fourth quadrant,
Negative.
so this is negative. This is
Negative.
positive because X is positive and R is positive. X by R is positive. And this is negative. So in first quadrant, all are positive. In first quadrant,
All are positive.
all are positive. In second quadrant, only sin is positive. In third quadrant, only tan is positive. In fourth quadrant, only cos is
Cos.
positive. So this can be remembered using all silver teacups. So in first quadrant, all are positive. In second quadrant, only sin is positive. In third quadrant, tan is positive. In fourth quadrant, only cos is positive. Clear? So here we have seen here. See, in second quadrant, only sin is positive. Cos is negative. Tan is negative. And here the relationships are given. Whenever you have 90 or 270, sin will become cos and cos will become sin and tan will become cot. Can you see? Whenever you have 270 and 90. Whenever you have 270 and 90, what is happening? Sin is becoming cos, cos is becoming sin. See, sin is becoming cos, cos is becoming sin. Sin is becoming cos, cos is becoming sin. And 270 also, sin is becoming cos, cos is becoming sin. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
And whenever you have 180 degrees, sin remains sin, cos remains cos, tan remains tan. So 180 sin is sin, cos is cos, tan is tan. Clear? 360 also, sin is sin, cos is cos, tan is tan. You are getting my point? So whenever you rotate that triangle by 180 degrees or 360 degrees, the ratio of x and y will remain same. You are getting my point? ये थीटा है, ये 180 माइनस थीटा है. समझ गए? तो देखो क्या है ट्रायंगल का, ये हॉरिजॉन्टल साइड बड़ा है और वर्टिकल साइड छोटा है. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? तो एक्स एक्स रहता, वाई वाई रहता, इसलिए साइन साइन रहता और कॉस कॉस रहता. मगर जब 90 डिग्री से रोटेट करते क्या होता?
Change. Cos.
हॉरिजॉन्टल साइड बड़ा था, अभी वर्टिकल साइड बड़ा हो गया. वर्टिकल साइड छोटा था, हॉरिजॉन्टल साइड बड़ा हो गया. इसका मतलब x की जगह y आ जाता, y की जगह x आ जाता. इसका मतलब sin की जगह cos आ जाता, cos की
Cos
जगह
की जगह
साइन आ जाता। दैट इज द ब्रीफ समरी ऑफ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग। अच्छा, जब 90 प्लस थीटा करते हैं आप तो कौन से क्वाड्रेंट में रहता है 90 प्लस थीटा? सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट।
फर्स्ट सेकंड
90 प्लस थीटा, 90 माइनस थीटा फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट, 90 प्लस थीटा कौन से क्वाड्रेंट में रहता? सेकंड।
सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट।
सेकंड में सिर्फ साइन पॉजिटिव है, दिख रहा है आपको? साइन की वैल्यू पॉजिटिव है, कॉस की नेगेटिव है, tan की नेगेटिव है। और ये मत देखना आप, ये मत देखना, ये देखना इधर साइड क्या है वो देखना। क्लियर? तो साइन क्या है? पॉजिटिव है, कॉस क्या है? नेगेटिव है, tan क्या है? नेगेटिव है। किसमें? कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट है ये?
सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट।
दिस इज क्वाड्रेंट 2। व्हाट अबाउट दिस 180 माइनस थीटा, कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट है?
सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट।
उसमें भी देखो साइन पॉजिटिव है, कॉस जो है ना नेगेटिव है, tan भी जो है ना नेगेटिव है। क्लियर? अच्छा, माइनस थीटा कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट है? माइनस थीटा
फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट
फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट। माइनस
फोर्थ
थीटा,
क्वाड्रेंट।
माइनस थीटा कैसा होता? माइनस थीटा देखो, माइनस थीटा ऐसा होता, ये है माइनस थीटा। कौन से क्वाड्रेंट में है? फोर्थ। फोर्थ में कौन सा पॉजिटिव है? देखो कॉस पॉजिटिव है, साइन नेगेटिव, tan नेगेटिव। क्लियर? अच्छा, ये वाला कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट है बोलो? 90 माइनस थीटा फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट। ऑल आर पॉजिटिव, कैन यू सी?
यस सर
ओके फाइन। व्हाट अबाउट 180 प्लस थीटा, कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट है?
थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट।
थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट। तो 180 है तो साइन साइन ही रहता, कॉस कॉस ही रहता, मगर प्लस माइनस की जब बात करते तो सिर्फ tan प्लस रहता और कॉस और साइन नेगेटिव है, माइनस रहते। ठीक है? व्हाट अबाउट 270 माइनस थीटा, कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट है?
थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट।
थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट। और 270 में क्या होता? साइन का कॉस हो जाता, कॉस का साइन हो जाता, वो तो कर देना। उसके बाद माइनस साइन और प्लस साइन का अगर देखें तो सिर्फ tan का प्लस साइन रहता, ओनली tan के लिए प्लस साइन रहता, बाकी के पूरे माइनस साइन रहते। ओके, व्हाट अबाउट 270 प्लस थीटा, कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट है?
360 फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट।
फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में सिर्फ कॉस पॉजिटिव है, दिख रहा है? सिर्फ कॉस पॉजिटिव है, देखो कॉस पॉजिटिव है, बाकी के सब नेगेटिव। साइन इज नेगेटिव, tan इज नेगेटिव। व्हाट अबाउट 360 माइनस थीटा, ये भी फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट है और 360 है इसलिए साइन साइन रहता, कॉस कॉस रहता, आपको वो वैल्यूज आ जाते। क्लियर? नाउ टेल मी व्हाट इज cos cos of minus 60?
cos 6
It will be plus cos 60 only, right? क्योंकि cos फोर्थ में क्या है?
पॉजिटिव
पॉजिटिव, इसलिए आंसर क्या है? 1/2। अच्छा, tan 210 कैसा लिख सकते हैं आप? tan 210 आप ऐसा लिख सकते हैं, tan of 180 plus which is plus tan 30। ओके, प्लस tan 30 is 1/√3, तो 1/√3 आ गया। अच्छा, साइन 300 कैसा लिखते हैं आप? साइन 360 माइनस 60 लिखते, तो वो क्या होता? 360 है इसलिए साइन का साइन रहता, मगर माइनस डालते क्योंकि सिर्फ कॉस पॉजिटिव है वहाँ पे, इसलिए माइनस 1/2 आ गया आपको साइन। क्लियर?
यस।
अच्छा, cos 120 कैसा लिखते हैं आप? cos 180 माइनस 60, राइट? 180 माइनस 60 मतलब 180 है तो cos का cos ही रहेगा, 60
फर्स्ट
लिखेंगे।
क्वाड्रेंट
बट
पॉजिटिव।
कौन सा? सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में है ना 120 डिग्री, सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में। सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में cos इज नेगेटिव, तो नेगेटिव आ जाता, तो माइनस 1/2। क्लियर? अच्छा, tan माइनस 30 बोलो क्या है? इट इज माइनस tan 30। वाई? बिकॉज फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में सिर्फ cos पॉजिटिव रहता, सब नेगेटिव रहते, तो माइनस 1/√3 आ गया। अच्छा, व्हाट इज sin 1/20? सॉरी, sin 120 डिग्रीज इज sin 180 माइनस 60 विच इज sin सेकंड में है तो पॉजिटिव ही रहेगा, तो sin 60 इज प्लस √3/2। क्लियर? sin 135 180 माइनस 45 विच इज sin 45, सॉरी sin 45। और कौन से क्वाड्रेंट में है sin 45? सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में, तो प्लस आएगा। सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट, ये सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में है ना 135। सी ओनली 0 degrees to 90 degrees is first quadrant, 90 to 180 is second quadrant,
सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट।
180 to 270 is
थर्ड
third,
क्वाड्रेंट।
and 270 to
360 इज फोर्थ।
अच्छा, cos 150 क्या होएगा? cos 180 minus 30, सॉरी cos 180 minus 30, तो क्या आएगा? cos 30
Cos
प्लस और
30.
माइनस माइनस क्यों? क्योंकि सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में सिर्फ साइन पॉजिटिव है, बाकी के नेगेटिव है. क्लियर? व्हाट अबाउट साइन 270?
Sin 360.
ओके, बोलो. साइन 270 को यू कैन राइट एज 360 माइनस 90, करेक्ट?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is sin 90. Now tell me 90 degrees कौन से quadrant में है? मतलब 270 degrees कौन से quadrant में है? It is neither in third nor in fourth, but it is in between third and fourth. मगर थर्ड में भी नेगेटिव है साइन और फोर्थ में भी नेगेटिव है, तो बीच में भी नेगेटिव ही रहेगा, तो -1 आएगा. इसलिए साइन का क्या है? 270 का -1 है. cos 270 क्या है? 0. Why? cos ऑफ 180 और बोलो क्या है? cos ऑफ 360 माइनस 90, राइट?
Minus 9.
तो एनीवे क्या होता वो cos 90 ही होता. तो एनीवे 0 है, तो वी नीड नॉट वरी अबाउट प्लस एंड माइनस. क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
So cos 270 0 है. Clear? Now after the class is over, I'll share this. You go through each and every example problem properly. Okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And these are the formulas you are supposed to remember. We cannot derive these in crash course, unfortunately, because time is less. But you are supposed to remember these formulae if you are willing to do problems of physics in एग्जाम, वेदर इट मे बी नीट और वेदर इट मे बी जेई. ये फॉर्मूले, ये एक्सप्रेशन आपको आना जरूरी है. यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस. ओके, क्लियर? सो दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. आई होप यू ऑल नो दिस ऑलरेडी, राइट? sin a plus b, cos a plus b, sin a minus b, cos a minus b, sin 2a, cos 2a, tan 2a. These formulas you have to remember. Clear? Now additional to these formulas, there are some other formulas you will need to remember. I'll just write them down here. See. So if you look at these two formulas, these two, cos 2a, ये formula देखो और ये formula देखो. So what is cos 2a here? It is cos square a minus sin square a. Actually this formula you got from where? cos a plus b.
Sin
cos a plus b से आया आपको ये formula. cos a plus b क्या है? cos a, cos b.
minus sin A sin B.
Now if a is equal to b, you'll get this formula. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now apart from this formula, you need to know some additional formulas which are just variations of this formula. I'm just discussing that. Watch carefully. So cos 2a is what? Cos square a minus sin square a, right? But what is cos square a? 1 minus sin square a. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Minus sin square a. So basically what is this? It is?
Cos square A.
How did you get that? From trigonometric identity. What is trigonometric identity? Sin square a plus cos square a equals to 1. Therefore cos square a equals to 1 minus
Sin square.
sin square a. That I substituted. So cos 2a क्या हो जाता बोलो? 1 minus 2 sin square a. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Now if I rearrange this, and if I send 2 sin square a this side, and if I bring cos 2a this side, this will be the next thing. Now if I divide it by 2, what is sin square a? 1 minus cos 2a divided by 2. So what is sin a equal to?
The
Under
root of 1 minus cos 2a by 2.
So you have to remember this. Clear?
Yes, sir.
You have to remember this. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, काम आता आप लोगों को अगर याद रखे तो, ठीक है। Similarly, there is one more formula. Can anyone guess what that formula is?
Cos A is equals to under root 1 plus cos 2A by 2.
Yes, cos A equals to under root of 1 plus cos 2A by 2. So you have to remember this also. Clear? Now we can write the variations of this formula also. You can write the variations of these formulas. तो variation क्या है ये formula का, बोलो? I'll tell you. I'll ask you. Tell me what will be 1 minus cos A by 2 under root. So just look at the first. It will be sin A by 2. Can you relate this with the first formula at the top?
Yes, sir.
So कुछ नहीं, 2a की जगह a ले लिया तो a की जगह क्या लेते आप, a by 2 लेते. Clear? Similarly, under root of, tell me, 1 plus cos a
Cos A by 2.
by 2 is equal to cos.
Cos A by 2.
Okay, similarly, I can give you one more formula. I can give you one more formula from this. Sin 2a is what? What is sin 2a?
Under root 1 minus cos 4A by 2.
No. Just sin 2a. Sin 2a. 2 sin a cos a. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This formula. Sin 2a. Here. Here. Where is sin 2a? Here. Can you see? Green color. Right?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
a variation of that. What will be sin a equal to?
2 sin A by 2 cos A by 2.
2 sin a by 2 cos a by 2. So you have to remember all this. You have to keep these formulas in mind, so that whenever these appear in the problems, you will have to just quickly able to relate when to use this formula. Clear? Okay. Now let me just start the topic of differentiation, because differentiation will be used very often in physics. Okay, wherever there is no possibility of solving a problem in a straightforward way, you will always face a derivative. Now how to take derivative, let us see. Now let us just discuss few functions here. There is a function called a constant function. What do you mean by constant function? The value of that function will be same for all values of x. You are getting my point? Okay, see, okay, let me just write down. Suppose y equals to 3. Y equals to 3. If I write, it is a constant function, right? Y's value is always 3. Do you agree? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So if you look at the graph, देखो कैसा आया ग्राफ, बोलो. ए हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन आई, ठीक है, समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
So this function is a constant function. Clear? Suppose I write y equals to x. Is it a constant function?
No.
Not a constant function. Why? I'll put some other color here. See, ये जो रेड कलर का फंक्शन है ना, ये कांस्टेंट फंक्शन नहीं है. क्यों? क्योंकि y की वैल्यू चेंज हो रही, किसके साथ? x के साथ. अगर x 1 हुआ तो y भी 1 हो गया, x 2 हो गया तो y भी 2 हो गया, x 8 हो गया तो y भी 8 हो गया. So this is not a constant function. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
But both these are linear functions. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
लीनियर फंक्शन मतलब स्लोप कांस्टेंट है. इसका क्या है? स्लोप कांस्टेंट है. देखो इधर तो ये जो कांस्टेंट फंक्शन है उसका स्लोप तो हर जगह 0 है. दिखाई दे रहा है आपको? If you
Yes,
stand
sir.
here, you stand here, you stand here, you stand anywhere, slope is 0. And the slope of this red function is always 1. 45 degrees है angle, so it will be 1. We'll see how to find the slope just in a minute. So these two equations are what? Linear equations. Do you agree? तो एक्चुअली एनी फंक्शन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ y इक्वल्स टू mx प्लस c जो है ना लीनियर इक्वेशन होता है। mx प्लस c मतलब देखो y इज इक्वल टू 2x प्लस 5 अगर लिख दिया मैं तो इट इज ऑल्सो ए लीनियर फंक्शन। कैन यू सी दैट दिस ग्रीन कलर फंक्शन, ये जो ग्रीन कलर का फंक्शन है ये भी एक लीनियर फंक्शन है। क्यों? इसका इक्वेशन अगर देखें तो इट इज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ लीनियर इक्वेशन y इज इक्वल टू mx प्लस c। कैन यू सी? तो इसका स्लोप 2 होता है क्योंकि m इज इक्वल टू 2 एंड y इंटरसेप्ट इज 5, दैट मींस इट विल कट द y एक्सिस एट 5। कैन यू सी दैट?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so all these functions are constant, you know, linear function। linear function मतलब slope सेम है, इनका slope constant है। इसका slope कितना है? ग्रे कलर लाइन का 0 और रेड कलर लाइन का slope कितना है? 1 और ग्रीन कलर लाइन का slope कितना है? 2। clear? okay, now sometimes function is non-linear। y equal to x square लिख दिए तो वो फंक्शन नॉन लीनियर हो जाता। दिखाई दे रहा है आपको? कैन यू सी दैट?
Yes, sir.
सो लेट मी जस्ट टेक सम अदर कलर, आई विल टेक पर्पल कलर। ओके, तो ये जो पर्पल कलर का फंक्शन है वो नॉन लीनियर फंक्शन है। इसका मतलब हर जगह स्लोप अलग अलग है। दैट मीन्स स्लोप इज व्हाट? वेरिएबल। स्लोप इज वेरिएबल। क्लियर? ओके, लेट मी कम बैक। So function is a constant function. Okay, a function is a constant function if what? Value remains unchanged. For example, y is equal to 2 एक constant function है, y is equal to 1 एक constant function है, y equals to minus 10 भी एक constant function है, y equals to pi भी एक constant function है क्योंकि pi भी एक constant है, y equals to e भी एक constant function है। Clear? Constant function का slope क्या है बोलो?
Linear.
इसका स्लोप क्या है? स्लोप 0। स्लोप इज 0। डू यू एग्री?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
स्लोप इज 0। नेक्स्ट, अगर जो फंक्शन वेरिएबल है, करेक्ट, फंक्शन वेरिएबल है तो स्लोप इज नॉन जीरो। समझ गए? इसका स्लोप क्या है?
Non-zero.
नॉन जीरो। ओके, अच्छा, इफ स्लोप इज कांस्टेंट,
Zero.
इट्स ए लीनियर फंक्शन। नहीं, जीरो की जरूरत नहीं है, कुछ भी हो सकता।
वही linear.
लीनियर फंक्शन। इफ स्लोप इज वेरिएबल,
Non-linear.
वो क्या है आपका? नॉन लीनियर फंक्शन है। ठीक है? ओके, नाउ हियर वन फंक्शन इज गिवन y इज इक्वल टू 3x स्क्वायर प्लस 7x प्लस 2। अब मेरे को ये बोलो कि ये लीनियर फंक्शन है कि नॉन लीनियर फंक्शन है?
Non-linear.
ये नॉन लीनियर है। लीनियर फंक्शन हमेशा ये फॉर्म में रहता, y इक्वल्स टू mx प्लस c। अदर देन दिस ऑल आर नॉन लीनियर फंक्शन। करेक्ट? इसका मतलब इसका, अच्छा, व्हाट इज डेरिवेटिव बोलना मुझे। व्हाट इज डेरिवेटिव? व्हाट इज अ डेरिवेटिव? Derivative of a function is
Differentiation.
the slope of that function. Okay, derivative क्या है? Slope है। Do you agree? Slope का फॉर्मूला याद है आपको स्कूल से?
Tan theta.
m equals to, okay, tan theta भी बोल सकते हैं, but उससे पहले it is y2 minus y1 by
x2 minus x1
x2 minus x1 which is delta y by delta x। अगर ये छोटा चेंज किया आपने डेल्टा x और डेल्टा y का, it will become dy by
dy by dx.
dx which is what? Your derivative, right? This is your derivative. Clear? समझ गए? So what is a derivative? Derivative is
Function of.
yeah. Derivative is Derivative of a function is
Slope.
its slope. Clear? Okay. So यहाँ पे उसका लिखा हुआ है derivative of a function is slope. So some definition is given, you can go through after the class. अच्छा यहाँ पे बोलो, let us see derivative of constant function क्या होता? dy dx of constant function 0, क्योंकि slope 0 है. Do you agree? अच्छा, now derivative of a constant function is how much? 0. Clear? Here, for example, derivative of अगर y equals to 5 है, then what is dy by dx?
0.
0. Okay, that is what he is saying. Second thing what he is saying is, suppose you have y equals to x square, what will be the derivative?
2x.
It will be 2x.
2x.
Okay, इसका derivative क्या है? 2x है. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay, derivative of, I'll just discuss what the derivatives of all functions are. Okay, tell me what is derivative of y equals to x cube?
3x.
3x by
3x square.
2.
Dy by dx equals to
3x square.
3x square. Okay, fine. I'll ask you one more question. If y equals to x, what is the derivative?
1.
1.
1. Do you agree?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if you see, this is a linear function. Why? Because its slope is constant. This is a non-linear function because its slope is changing with x. This is a non-linear function because its slope is also changing with x. That means slope depends on x. This is a linear function because its slope is constant, because 0 is also a constant. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Next thing what he is saying is, for example, if you have functions like y equals to 10x square, then what will be dy by dx?
20x.
20x.
It will be 20x. It will be 20x. What we are doing here? We are keeping 10 as it is. We are taking the derivative of x square and we are multiplying the 10. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
For example, y equals to 7x cubed. What will be the derivative?
21x square.
It will be 21x square, because see, 7 you are keeping as it is. Let me just explain this. And you are taking the derivative of x square, x cube, which is 3x square, and you are multiplying it and you are getting 21x square. Clear? Okay. Tell me what is the derivative of what is the derivative of 10 natural log of x? No, not 10, we'll take some other number. 25. Yeah, tell me.
25
by
by
x.
So dy by dx equals to
25 by x.
x. Why? Because derivative of log x is 1 by x, so 25 will just remain outside. Clear? So that's what he is saying in this statement. Okay, if there is c will come outside the derivative. You can do the differentiation as you do. And if you have sum of various functions, you can just take the derivative of each and every function individually. For example, if y equals to x square plus 10x cube plus 5 sin x, what is the derivative of this?
2x plus 30x
So
square.
what you can do is you can take derivative of each and every term individually. So it is 2x plus 30
30x
x square plus
plus
5
5x.
cos x. Sin x का क्या है? Cos x. I'll give you the table of the derivatives. Okay, don't worry. Then he talks about product rule. ठीक है, product rule के बारे में बात कर रहा. ठीक है, product rule क्या बोलता बोलो? For example, if you have function as product of two functions, x cube into sin x है, तो डेरिवेटिव क्या कैसा निकालते हैं? What is dy by dx?
3x square cos x.
तो क्या करते हैं प्रोडक्ट रूल में, फर्स्ट वन फंक्शन यू विल कीप एज इट इज एंड यू विल मल्टीप्लाई इट विद द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ सेकंड फंक्शन. सो डेरिवेटिव ऑफ सेकंड फंक्शन इज cos x.
Cos x.
Cos x.
You will keep the second function as it is and you will multiply it with the derivative of first function. So 3x.
3x square.
यहाँ पे हो रहा क्या, ये सेकंड फंक्शन का डेरिवेटिव निकाला, फर्स्ट फंक्शन वैसे ही रख दिया, फिर क्या कर रहे हो आप, फर्स्ट फंक्शन का डेरिवेटिव सेकंड फंक्शन यू आर कीपिंग एज इट इज. So this is product rule. Okay, so let me just write down, this is as it is, this is derivative. Okay, clear? So this is product rule. So product rule, I'll just write down what product rule is here. So if you have y as a function of two other functions whose derivatives you know, then dy by dx is equal to u dv by dx plus v du by dx. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Then next thing is you need to know what chain rule is. You need to know what chain rule is. Chain rule में क्या आता बोलो? Chain rule में क्या आता? What do you get in chain rule? Chain rule में you'll have a function of a function. You are getting my point? So y is equal to sin of x cubed. So आपका function के अंदर function है, दिखाई दे रहा है आपको? So what is dy by dx? First you will write the derivative of this function. Sin का क्या है? Cos है. अब यहाँ पे x नहीं है, x cube है, तो x cube I'll write as it is. But in place of x you have something else, right? तो उसका डेरिवेटिव लेके मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ता, तो इसका क्या है 3x square. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is chain rule. I'll give you one more example. For example, if y is equal to sin cube x है, क्या करते हैं आप? तो यहाँ पे अंदर कौन सा फंक्शन है? अंदर साइन है, बाहर क्यूब है, ठीक है. लास्ट टाइम क्या था? बाहर साइन फंक्शन था, अंदर एक्स क्यूब था, ठीक है. सो व्हाट विल बी डी बाई डी एक्स?
3
sin
sin
square x and cos x.
3 sin square x पहले करते हैं आप into cos x. Clear? Okay. I'll give you last example and then we'll proceed. Okay. Now we can use both product rule as well as chain rule to do this particular problem. So let me give you the function. If y equals to sin x into cos x. So product rule कैसा यूज करते बोलो?
एक टाइम x का डिफरेंशिएशन.
साइन को ऐसे रख दिया, cos का डिफरेंशिएशन क्या है? माइनस साइन एक्स. Agreed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Plus cos you will keep as it is. And what is the differentiation of sin x?
Cos x.
Cos x.
Cos x. So this is how you do. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me what is this? What it turns into?
Minus sin square x plus cos square x.
तो ये हो गया आपका minus sin square x plus cos square x. So after seeing this, anything comes into your mind?
-1 I guess.
Cos square x minus sin square x.
Cos
One.
2x.
Cos 2x.
Very good. It is cos 2x. Answer क्या है? Cos 2x.
2x.
We have just seen that formula, right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I can do it in some other way also. This problem I can do it in some other way. Just watch. Same problem. I'm taking a different approach. So I'm writing y equals to, tell me what was the question? Sin x.
Cos x.
Sin x into cos x. So can I do one thing? Can I multiply and divide by 2? Any problem? This is same, right?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, what is this? What comes into your mind when you see this 2 sin x plus
Sine 2.
Into
Sine 2 theta.
sin 2x, right? Divided by 2. Now can I write this as half into sin 2x?
Yes, sir.
Now I can take the derivative. So tell me, what is derivative now? dy by dx equals half sin 2x का क्या है बोलो?
Cos
Cos
2x.
cos 2x, but chain rule I have to use, right? Because x की जगह x नहीं है, कुछ और है, 2x है, तो into क्या होता?
2.
2.
2. So this cancels, and what do you get?
Cos 2x.
Cos 2x. You got the same thing. Last time what did you do? You used the product rule. This time what did you do? You just modified the function in the start and you used the chain rule. Clear? You get the same answer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now let us go back to that thing. So here some relationships are given which you can go through. Basically the things that I just discussed, that is given in a formal way. That's all. Now here one formula is given. What is derivative of x power n? X power n का derivative क्या है? N into x power n minus 1. Clear? You have to know this. Now I cannot derive these things in crash course. So you just remember this formula. Okay? So this is important. So this is very important. One of the most commonly encountered derivative is x power n, derivative of x power n. Clear? Okay, let us go to the next slide. So here there are some examples given. If y is equal to root x, what will be the derivative? So root x can be written as what? Tell me. X power half.
Yes, sir.
X power half. So what is the derivative of x power half? X power n का क्या है? N into x power n minus 1 है. ठीक है? तो x power half का क्या होगा? Half into x power
Minus
half.
minus 1. So which is half x power minus half. What is half x power minus half? It is 1 by 2 x power half, which is 1 by 2 root x. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So x का आया आपको 1 by 2 root x. The whole process is given here. You can go through. And what about derivative of this? X power 5 का क्या है? X power 5 का है 5x power 4.
5x power 4.
X power 4 का क्या है? 4x cube. और 7 का क्या है? 7x. सॉरी 7 का क्या है? 0 कांस्टेंट फंक्शन का 0 है. ठीक है, तो आपको क्या आया आंसर? ये आया 5x power 4 4x cube. क्लियर? व्हाट अबाउट द नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम? आई थिंक यू कैन डू दिस. सो ये जो x power n का डेरिवेटिव n into x power n minus 1 है, इट अप्लाइज इवन इफ n इज अ फ्रैक्शन. रूट में तो देखा आपने, और नेगेटिव नंबर कुछ भी रहने तो अप्लाई होता. तो x पावर माइनस हाफ का क्या होता? माइनस हाफ x पावर माइनस हाफ माइनस 1. तो वो हो गया माइनस एक्स बाई 2 पावर 3 by 2 माइनस 3 by 2. डू यू अग्री?
Yes, sir.
तो देखो ये x स्क्वायर का तो हो गया 2x या 2x है, और 4x पावर माइनस हाफ का क्या होता? 4 माइनस हाफ x पावर माइनस हाफ माइनस 1. क्लियर? तो क्या हो गया वो? माइनस 2 x पावर माइनस 3 by 2. देखो वही है, इधर दिखाई दे रहा है आपको.
Yes.
एंड व्हाट अबाउट दिस? व्हाट अबाउट दिस? 3x पावर माइनस 2. तो 3 तो 3 है, माइनस 2 आ गया आता n इंटू एक्स पावर n माइनस 1. तो इट इज माइनस 6 x पावर माइनस 3. डू यू अग्री? तो देखो 6 इंटू ये है. ठीक है, समझ में आया? अच्छा, whenever you have functions like this, you can either apply product rule or you can just multiply all the factors and each factor का जो है ना आप डेरिवेटिव निकाल सकते. समझ में आया आपको? तो यहाँ पे क्या करा? प्रोडक्ट रूल अप्लाई करा. तो फर्स्ट फंक्शन ऐसे ही रखा इनटू डेरिवेटिव ऑफ सेकंड फंक्शन, फिर सेकंड फंक्शन ऐसे ही रखा इनटू डेरिवेटिव ऑफ फर्स्ट फंक्शन. कैन यू सी दैट?
Yes, sir.
So this whole process he did and he got the answer. I'm not doing it. You can just go through later. Clear? This also same thing. 9x power 5 है into 1 by x minus 3 है. You can write it as product of two functions and use the formula. Actually यहाँ पे जो है ना quotient formula use करा. You don't need to remember this. This you can write as 9x power 5 into 1 by x minus 3. तो अभी आप प्रोडक्ट रूल लगा सकते हैं. इसको ऐसे ही रख के इसका डेरिवेटिव निकालो, फिर इसको ऐसे ही रख के इसका डेरिवेटिव निकालो, आपको आंसर आ जाता. क्लियर? Okay. So here there are some questions given. Quickly tell me what the answer is. इसका डेरिवेटिव क्या है? 7 by 2 x power 7 by 2 minus 1, which is 7 by 2 x power 5 by 2. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
तो वही होगा आंसर. देखो कहाँ पे दिया आंसर, यहाँ पे दिया. देखो ठीक है. y is equal to x power minus 3 का डेरिवेटिव क्या है? minus 3 x power minus 4. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
तो देखो वही आंसर दिया यहाँ पे. What about this third? Very easy. Tell me what is the derivative of this?
1.
1. तो देखो थर्ड वाला आंसर 1 है. ठीक है. And this you can do similarly. Fourth also you can do. You'll get this. Okay? अच्छा. So what about 8th question? Now see यहाँ तक तो फंक्शन x के थे. 8th से जो है ना फंक्शन इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ टाइम. सो डेरिवेटिव भी आप विद रेस्पेक्ट टू t ही निकाल दो. ठीक है, समझ में आया? तो यहाँ पे जो है ना डिस्प्लेसमेंट दिया s इक्वल टू टी स्क्वायर प्लस 5t प्लस 3. तो व्हाट विल बी ds बाई dt? t स्क्वायर का 2t और 5t का 5, 3 का 0, तो 2t प्लस 5.
Yes, sir.
तो क्वेश्चन नंबर क्या है वो? 8 का आंसर देखो क्या है? 2t प्लस 5. क्लियर?
Yes.
Question number 9. U and A are constants here, so you can just treat them as numbers. So derivative s equal to ut plus half at square है. तो इसका डेरिवेटिव क्या है? u t का 1 है प्लस हाफ a t स्क्वायर का क्या है? 2t. 2 कैंसिल. क्या है आपको? u plus at. So what is ds by dt? u plus at, but ds by dt is also equal to v, so v equal to u plus at. ठीक है, समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyway, there are some word problems given. You can just go through that. Okay. And here there are the formulas that you will need to remember for physics. Sin x का क्या है? Derivative.
Cos x.
Cos x. I'm not deriving this because crash course में derive नहीं कर सकते. जन अगर 2 साल का कोर्स है या 1 year का कोर्स है तो we can derive all this. But for now you have to just remember. Sin x का cos x है. Cos x का क्या है?
Minus sin x.
Tan x का secant square x, not very important. Cot x का minus cosecant square x, not very important, but if you remember it is good. Secant x का secant x tan x है. Cosecant x का minus cosecant x cot x है. So these 4 are not very important. Okay, but if you remember it is well and good. अच्छा, this is extremely important. 7th, बोलो क्या है? तो important I will just tick. So this is important, this is important, this is important. तो natural log x का क्या है? 1 by x. And e power x का क्या है? E power x. So these you have to remember. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are extremely important. One more important is what? Derivative of x power n is n x power
N
n
minus
minus.
1.
So this is also important. 9th. Okay. So this 9th one is also important. So these formulas you have to remember. Without this you cannot do problems. Now let us go to integrals. So integrals, see derivatives क्या देते हैं आपको? Derivatives slope देते हैं ग्राफ का. ठीक है. और integrals क्या देते हैं आपको? What do integrals give you? They give you area under the graph. They give you area under the graph. अगर ये आपका f of x है और ये a है और ये b है, तो integral of f of x dx from a to b will give you this area. Okay? ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
और इंटीग्रल्स कैसा निकालते हैं? इंटीग्रल्स जो है ना डेरिवेटिव्स का उल्टा होता है इंटीग्रल. समझ गए? फॉर एग्जांपल एक्स स्क्वायर का डेरिवेटिव क्या है?
2x.
2x.
डेरिवेटिव है. तो इंटीग्रल ऑफ 2x क्या होगा?
x square.
x स्क्वायर होगा. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? नेचुरल लॉग x का डेरिवेटिव क्या है?
1 by
1
x.
by x.
तो 1 by x का इंटीग्रल क्या होगा? जस्ट गिव मी वन
Log
सेकंड.
x.
1 by x का इंटीग्रल क्या होगा? a to b
Log x.
नेचुरल लॉग ऑफ x. और लिमिट्स ऐसे लगाते हैं और ऑलवेज यू सब्ट्रैक्ट लोअर लिमिट फ्रॉम द अपर लिमिट, तो ये आपको आएगा ln b by a. क्लियर? ओके. अच्छा, so that is how integrals work and you have to remember these integrals. So what is integral of x power n? It is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. How do you know? अगर इसका डेरिवेटिव निकालोगे तो आपको x power n आएगा. ठीक है, समझ में आया? अच्छा, sin x का इंटीग्रल क्या है? cos x. क्यों? cos x का डेरिवेटिव क्या है? माइनस sin x ना. तो माइनस sin x का इंटीग्रल क्या आएगा? cos x आएगा. तो अगर माइनस साइन एक्स का cos x आया तो साइन एक्स का कितना आएगा? माइनस cos x. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर इंटीग्रल ऑफ x पावर n एंड दिस इज ट्रू इफ n इज नॉट इक्वल टू 1, बिकॉज n इक्वल टू -1 हो गया, n इज नॉट इक्वल टू -1, n इक्वल टू -1 हो गया तो अनडिफाइंड हो जाता. ठीक है, n इक्वल टू -1 पे क्या होगा वी विल सी. ओके, सो व्हाट इज इंटीग्रल ऑफ sin x? minus cos x. What is the integral of cos x? sin x. So यहाँ पे equal to sign चाहिए. Okay, clear? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So just let me just write down. So इधर एक equal to है, इधर एक equal to है, इधर एक equal to. अच्छा, मेरे को ये बोलना कि we told that this formula is valid. This formula is valid only if n is not equal to 1. अगर n is not equal to -1, अगर n equal to -1 हो गया तो क्या होगा? x पावर -1 dx होगा और ये क्या आ गया? 1 by x dx आएगा. जब 1 by x होगा तो ये फॉर्मूला यूज करना. So what is the integral of 1 by x? It is natural log x. Clear? And what is the integral of e power x? e power x का e power x ही है. ठीक है, समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, just tell me the integral of x power 11 by 2. तो x power 11 by 2 plus 1 by 11 by 2 plus 1 कितना आएगा? x power 13 by 2 by 13 by 2, तो which is equal to 2 by 13 x power 13 by 2. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
तो देखो 2 by 13 x power 13 by 2, और जब आप लिमिट्स नहीं लगाते you just write this constant. Okay, this is called indefinite integral. This we don't have in physics. In physics we always have limits. So upper limit से lower limit निकालना पड़ता है आपको. अच्छा, x power -7 का क्या होगा बोलो? x power -7 plus 1 by -7 plus 1, तो क्या आएगा? minus 1 by 6 into x power -6. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So minus 1 by 6 into x power -6. Similarly, x power p by q also you can find. Clear?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, what about this integral of x square minus cos x plus 1 by x? तो x square का क्या आएगा? x cube by 3. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
cos x का क्या है? plus sin x है. Remember? तो minus already है, तो ये क्या आएगा? sin x plus 1 by x का क्या है? अभी बोला था मैंने 1 by x का
Log x.
natural log of x plus c. So let us see. The answer is, this is the answer. Is it matching?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. What about this? X power 15 का बोलो क्या है? It is
power
x power 16 by 16.
Plus
simple. अच्छा, x power -3 by 2 का x power -3 by 2 plus 1 by -3 by 2 plus 1, तो क्या आएगा? x power -half by -half, तो क्या हो गया? -2 x power -half आएगा, तो it is this. Clear?
yes.
तो सेकंड आंसर क्या है? देखो ये है. Anyway, he has written in terms of that. थर्ड वाला बोलो क्या है? So 3 x power -7 का क्या आएगा? -8 by -8 आएगा, और x power -1 का क्या आएगा?
Sir,
Sorry, -6 by -6 plus
Natural log.
I'm talking about this question. Plus
plus 1
Natural log.
natural log of x.
ln x.
So थर्ड का आंसर देखो क्या है, वही है. ठीक है, समझ गए?
Yes, sir.
This also you can do. Fourth one you can do in what should you do for doing this? First you have to so a square plus b square plus 2ab. So you'll get x plus 1 by x plus 2. Agreed? तो x का क्या आएगा, x square by 2. 1 by x का क्या आएगा, ln x. 2 का क्या आएगा, 2x. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So that is only the answer here. Okay. So x plus 1 by x का क्या आएगा, x square by 2 आएगा x का, 1 by x का क्या आएगा, ln x. Clear?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, what is integration of 1 by x square? This is also very important. It is minus 1 by x. How? X power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. तो कितना आएगा? X power minus 1 by minus 1. So it is minus 1 by x. So that is also very commonly encountered derivative. तो 1 by x square का क्या आएगा, minus 1 by x. तो a by x square का क्या आएगा, minus a by x. b by x का क्या आएगा, log x. Clear?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, there is chain rule in integration also. For example, अच्छा, here there are some questions given that you can do. I will just upload this. Here some definite integrals are given. इधर देखो, दिखाई दे रहा है आपको? 7th question here.
Yes. So
So in 7th question, what did he give? He gave us g that by
x
x square dx from r to infinity. ठीक है?
Yes.
Now whatever constants are will come outside. So g will come outside. X is variable because you are taking the integral with respect to x. So it will go in. It is lower limit, it is upper limit. Abhi bolo. I told you, right? This is very common, 1 by x square.
1 by
is
x
g
minus 1 by x.
Minus 1 by x.
minus 1 by x. I'll put in bracket and I'll put the limits from r to infinity. So that minus can I take outside? Correct? So tell me, what is it? Minus g tell me, 1 by infinity minus 1 by r. So 1 by infinity is 0.
Yes,
So minus 1 by r remains. So what is the answer?
GMM by R.
GMM by r. So this is your answer. Clear? Okay. If you look at eighth question, what is given in 8th question? Minus k q1 q2 by x square. So it is actually same. I'm leaving that. So you can do. Let us do question number 11, or let us do question number 12. Integral of cos x dx. Integral of cos x dx. What are the limits? 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2. Tell me. What is integral of cos x?
Sin x.
Minus sin x.
Minus or plus? It is plus sin x.
Plus.
Don't get confused between derivatives and integrals. They are different. So be careful. Okay. And what are the limits?
0 to pi by 2.
0 to pi by 2. So tell me what the answer is. Sin pi by 2 minus. So this is the answer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, you can do rest of the questions, I hope. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, let me just tell you what chain rule is. For example, you have sin omega t plus 5 dt. Okay. Now chain rule in integration works only if this is linear. This is linear. So function of a function, if you have, this must be linear. Only then you can apply chain rule. So tell me, what is the answer here? It is minus cos
omega
omega t
t plus
plus 5
by
by omega. You have to always divide. You're getting my point? So in differentiation, you multiply, right? For example, d by dt of sin omega t plus 5. What do you do?
Multiply by omega.
Cos omega t plus 5, and you multiply by omega, right? Here
Yes,
you
sir.
have to divide by omega. But the thing to be careful is, it works only if we have linear function. It will not work for non-linear functions. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Let me just explain what I'm trying to say. For example, you have d by dt of sin t cube. You can use chain rule here for differentiation. What is it? Cos of t cube into 3t square. This is correct. But you cannot apply chain rule in integration if it is non-linear function. See, for example, integration of sin of t cube dt cannot be calculated. Cannot be done. Okay, there is no way of doing this. It is impossible to take the integral of this sin t cube. Why? Because you cannot apply chain rule if this is non-linear. लीनियर मतलब क्या? mx प्लस सी के फॉर्म में रहना. ठीक है, ये देखो, साइन ऑफ ओमेगा टी प्लस 5 mx प्लस सी के फॉर्म में है.
yes sir.
नाउ यू कैन अप्लाई. दिस कैन बी डन. ये क्या है? लीनियर है. Now you can apply this thing. So tell me, what is the answer? Cos, minus cos, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus cos omega t plus 5 by omega. One more example I'll give you. Integral of 1 by integral of 1 by ax plus b dx is equal to what? Acha, plus c I have to write. I'm not writing, so just let me write here. Let me write here. Yeah, okay. Now tell me. It is natural log of ax plus b. Apply chain rule. You have to divide by a. Clear?
Plus C.
Plus c. Clear?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let me give you one last example. Integral of tell me.
Natural log
Sir,
of
it is not linear.
It is square.
minus 1 by x.
Minus
Like
see, you know that 1 by x square dx is what? Minus 1 by x, right?
minus 1 by
So you
x.
can compare with this and write down. There, what will you get? Minus 1 by whatever in place of x you have, you write. What do you have?
7t plus 9.
7t plus 9. Is it over or anything should I do?
Plus C.
Plus c.
1 by 7 plus c, chain rule. Okay? Don't forget this. You are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So, you have to apply chain rule, right? So don't forget, this is chain rule. So chain rule works in integration only for linear functions. Clear? Okay. So after this, there are some things given which are generally required, like quadratic equation and what is the formula for solving quadratic equation. Just go through this and go through all these formulas tomorrow. Okay. And the thing is, this chapter doesn't have any exercise. So what I am doing is, see, everybody see carefully. Tomorrow I will be teaching vectors, but I will be posting tomorrow's notes today itself. So this notes I will be discussing tomorrow. This is the notes on vectors. Okay. Can you see? Can you see? So this
Yes,
has
sir.
some theory about vectors. You go through that, and after going through that, I'll give you one exercise file, which has mostly previous year questions. This file. Okay. You try this and come tomorrow. Anyway, I'll discuss tomorrow this in class, but it is better if you just try it once and come. Okay. Now there are previous year questions in the starting, and then there are some questions called brain teasers which are little bit difficult. Okay. And at last you have this small section called target aims, which is not there. This exam is not there now, but this kind of questions will not be asked in NEET also. But if you just go through this, your concepts will be more strong. This section is called assertion and reason. So generally these questions are very critical, and these questions test very deep knowledge of your understanding. Okay, how deep your understanding is, that will be tested in assertions and reasons. Even though he doesn't ask this in exam, you just go through this. Clear? So I will be sharing this file which we already discussed, the second file which is theory for tomorrow, and the third file which is exercise sheet for tomorrow's class. So you try all the problems and come, and if you have any particular doubts, we can just discuss those during the class. So it is better you solve and come this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these three files I will be sharing in the group. Just go through well. It is better to get printed and make a file, okay, if it is possible, because it will be difficult to solve exercises from phone or laptop. If you can get a print, just get it. I'm just recommending, not necessary. Okay, so tomorrow we'll continue. We'll start with vectors, and hopefully we'll end vectors tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.